Hashtag stop Asian hate, bro.
For real,
That's
for
real.
real.
We getting they got YG the fuck out of here.
That was
Did
fucked
y'all
up.
see that?
I'm pissed.
I actually listened to the reversion of the Meet the Flocker song on Apple Music today.
Oh, so
How's the new version?
So it's there.
You're the
They
only
took-
person who's experienced
They
it.
took it down and then they had to re-upload it.
I think that's so crazy that on YouTube you can't just mute that one part of the song. They
put
had
it
to
in
do
there.
a completely new upload, which when you look at it, it's like weird. It's all this new stuff, and then it's this one old song with a new view count.
which is probably extremely lower than it was.
Yeah, and it's brand new. It's
But you
just
know what's
kind of
crazy?
bizarre.
Okay, that song is from like arguably like his like most like critically acclaimed album.
That was from, like, 10
That was
years
his
ago.
first album.
Yeah, and it was just like I understand the sentiment of like trying to redirect the conversation and just like, you know, like get rid of shit like that. I understand, but it's like, was that a song that people are listening to in 2021?
Hell no. But
Like,
okay,
Get rid of anal cunt. Don't do this to YG.
They probably did, honestly. But
Please,
this
yeah.
is what the thing about it is. I want to know exactly what happened because I can imagine two different scenarios, and one I think is super fucked up, and one I don't think is super fucked up. So the fucked up version of this is woke ass YouTube employees are complaining,
Yeah.
and then YouTube basically says we're not going to remove the song because we
there was
don't
tons
feel
of
like it
backlash.
violates our fucking hate speech policy or whatever. And then they did it anyway because these employees were so pissed off. That's option one. I don't actually think that's what happened. I think that the activists or whoever got to YG, got to the label, and they decided it was for the best. So I can kind of imagine YG getting the phone call from the label, and they say, listen, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. They're going to be smearing you as a fucking merchant of hate, etc.
But-
unless we change this, so I think it might be a good idea. And maybe YG said, whatever, I don't fucking care. I texted him. He didn't respond in terms of what happened because I want to know it from his perspective.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to think about it. It wasn't just that one song that was removed at first. It was like 7 songs removed from the album at first.
But that's what we need. No, so they removed the entire album, and now the album is back, but that one song has been replaced, and I believe still has the old. It has a new view count, which I'm not 100% sure is going to stay that way. Sometimes it might just
Instead
take
of
time.
Asian, it said you go to neighborhoods because they don't they just put it like that now.
go to neighborhoods because they don't believe in
You go to neighborhoods, so they ain't got They just
The problem is that I can think of 5 million other rap songs that have lyrics that are
Something.
just as offensive,
maybe more offensive.
even worse for sure. And the really fucked up part about it is that like apparently we're not supposed to care about all the rap lyrics that are basically about black men doing negative things to their own community. But somehow like the one prominent rap song that you could think of in which a rapper says something about the Asian community is a call for alarm, which honestly really reminds me how it is where anytime a rapper says anything anti-Semitic or anything that goes against the Jewish community, they're canceled right away. Crazy shit happens. They lose brand deals, but you don't see that from their own community.
Papa John says the N-word and it's all good. I'm done.
But listen, like
He got removed from the
no,
whole
I'm just
company.
you gotta think about the artistic.
I'm joking.
You gotta think about the artistic expression of how it was meant, and really just like that whole album is kind of just like. It's like a big ass story, and it's like that's a part of the story that is very well documented for YG and like his trajectory of just like he used to be doing shit like that.
Right.
That's such a popular crime in like LA.
Everybody in LA flocks. That's like how
At one
guys
point.
got their money at one
Hell
point.
yeah.
And everybody
Until they up the laws to
and
where
we
you
could
get damn
literally
near life for
find
that
like
shit.
100 rap songs from like reasonably prominent artists
I was finna
that
say.
have lyrics about how Asian people don't keep money in their fucking bank account. They keep it in the crib. And I mean, to be fair, there has been a shitload of robberies recently that have involved people robbing Asian people because, including one really horrific one that I read where they tied up the whole family, threatening to shoot the kid, etc.
Oh,
and,
no,
and it is
man.
done under the pretense that these people probably have large amounts of money in the fucking house, which I don't know in this case it was true or not.
Stop Asian hate, man.
Yeah, it's super fucked up. But the I don't know.
all that shit is perpetuating more violence and more like shit against the Asian community, but at the same time,
Nah,
I
but
feel
they're,
like
they're going like overboard, bro. Like they're doing fucked up shit. And me going
we
to the
not-
rally, like with I seen Yuri and Cam Girl, and shout out to all my Asian brothers and sisters. I went to the rally and they were talking about certain stories that was happening, bro. It's disgusting, bro.
yeah, but like so like it's like what we got to find what side of the fence we stand on with it, because like I mean, but it's like that song particularly, it's like that wasn't like some huge Billboard like song, or it was popular in the context of YG's catalog. But I feel like it's 2021. No one was even listening to that song or
But
paying
why,
attention
that doesn't
to it.
matter to them. To
It
them,
doesn't-
it's like this is a representation of hate speech, and therefore
It's easy to blame the gangsters.
they
man.
want to make a statement about it because they feel like they didn't have the voice to do something about it 10 years ago. So now let's make a fucking
Yeah,
big
see,
that
fuss
sounds
about it.
personal, though.
And it worked.
But isn't that crazy how like remember when that song came out? There was a lot of people like being like, "This is not okay," but it just
Yeah.
it wasn't trendy yet to like be like, "Oh nah, we're gonna."
Yeah. No, now it's more like, okay, like
It's happening.
Asian people like have like their strategy is more, clearly like they're influenced by what's going on with Black Lives Matter, and they're like, oh, like we can stand up for ourselves just like these other oppressed groups are doing. So I get it. I think that censoring rap music fucking sucks. I think that I want to be able to hear rappers talk about terrible things. I want to be able to listen to Cannibal Corpse Raped with a Knife, which is a song that they had. I want to listen to all these crazy ass metal bands that have lyrics that are basically just like horror movie shit. I don't think that the singer of Cannibal Corpse is murdering anyone. It's just a fucking song.
Bro.
The
Yeah.
same way I don't think YG is actively robbing Asian people.
If they get rid of D12 Devil's Night, I'm riding.
There is so much
I love that
shit.
album.
If we are going to actually judge rap music by the standard of like, oh, like, did you talk about something antisocial, something terrible, then like
We're delete all rap
they're
music.
going to delete all of rap history. And that's why when I contacted Whack 100 about this fucking YG situation, and I know that Whack 100 is not the biggest fan of YG, but I said, Whack, I would like you to consider putting your weight behind this topic because the reality that's slowly approaching is scary as fuck. And he said, Adam, you're right. But the reality is that this shit is going to keep happening, and if we don't have apps
platform
that are owned by our community, and maybe that is Tidal, because I'm not 100% sure if Tidal has
No,
removed.
they have not.
But that's
the
but
only
that's
one
what
that didn't.
that's
Then
what he was
maybe-
telling me before I came in.
If Tidal is going to take the free speech position and say we're not going to censor rap music at all,
That's a big business move.
Yeah,
fuck Apple Music. I'm on Tidal.
that's a fact.
I think that shit's important enough that I'll do that. And that if they want to make that a rallying cry at a certain point, which I don't know how much they're going to want to really double down on that because they're going to get accused of being like a fucking hate speech app. But
You couldn't even find the album like you had to like Google. You had to Google My Crazy Life. It would give you a direct link, and then you would go to it. But you couldn't even like scroll down on his Spotify and like find the album.
That's
at
fucked
all.
up,
It was
man.
like gone.
And that album is 10 years old, bro.
It might have been re-uploaded by
classic.
now.
It's a classic for sure.
if we sit down right now and we listen to The Chronic and we listen to Doggy Style, we are going to find a whole fuckload of lyrics about killing people, doing terrible things to women,
Oh,
et
man.
cetera, et
Please don't
cetera.
even give my idea, bro.
Right, what? No, yeah, you're right.
Just
Hopefully,
leave that shit alone.
I don't think any woke people watch this. I don't think No Name's watching this. But I just, if they do it, like, all these classic albums could be totally censored because that's what they're doing with all these classic movies and shit. You can't watch Gone with the Wind.
Why?
You have to go buy it on Amazon Prime. It's not available on streaming services. I forget what streaming service I'm thinking of, but it was available for you to just watch. But there's, I don't know, some kind of racist shit in there.
Well, I'm
But
with-
it's a fucking classic. It doesn't matter. Like I want to watch that and see what racism was like at that time or how it was presented in film. Don't fucking sterilize that shit. Let's see how it actually was. And if you were gonna watch it with your kid, cool. Like what I think the thing with them putting a warning at the beginning, like is a 12-second warning that you can't skip that says there are racist caricatures and stereotypes in this, etc. I support that. That's fine.
yeah.
They didn't
But
put
do I-
Mushu in the Mulan movie, bro.
A what?
Mushu.
He doesn't know.
What is a moosh?
Mushu was
Mulan.
a dragon in the original Mulan animated
Wait, they
movie.
took out the dragon?
It was a racist dragon.
He
No,
wasn't a
it was
racist
just a
dragon.
dragon.
The
But
dragon said the N-word.
No, but he was. I think he was played by Eddie Murphy in the movie, and I guess that the Asian community didn't like it. Like they were making fun like with the dragon. So when the live action came out, they removed his whole character, bro.
Why didn't they just have like an Asian person do it or like a popular Asian?
Mushu was that nigga though, but
That
but
makes
you know,
zero sense.
but you know, even like Dumbo, when the live action Dumbo came out, they didn't put the racist crows in there.
The crows were racist.
There was like black stereotype back
Oh
then.
right, okay. Yeah.
Also, like, do we need Quentin Tarantino like fucking saying like nigger like 98 times in like some of the
Quentin Tarantino movies are amazing.
I don't know that
they're
they're
literally one of my favorite directors.
I don't think that they've thought of censoring those yet, and I really hope they don't because there's a bunch of classic movies that would be pretty much ruined because Quentin Tarantino says the N-word like 1,000 times.
No, you
in
know
a
what's
bunch of these
crazy?
movies.
I love that.
I could not watch Pulp Fiction with that whole
I know.
garage
Bro,
scene
if
censored.
they
Why
get
does he-
rid
why does-
of Django, I'm done, bro.
No, they can't. They
They
can't
can't do that. That was made in the
Yeah,
woke
yeah.
era.
No, look, but like, it's just funny to me that he writes himself as a character and then he says it like he's
know.
like living it out.
And it,
Papa John's dream.
to me, that is so obviously, yeah, right. To me, that is so obviously a bad idea. But we all thought it was normal in the '90s. Nobody thought twice about
it's
it.
a movie, bro.
It took decades of people being like, "Why do you have to say the N-word 80 times in this movie?"
I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio did it, and it was fire.
Like,
It was like the
What movie?
setting in Django.
oh yeah,
Honestly,
like
like
he didn't write the movie.
if you are portraying like that character and that's like that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do, bro.